Good evening, everybody. You're very welcome back to the channel. So yeah, I said tonight was going to be the second part of the Chamberlain series, but I've just been too busy during the week to get all the stuff together that I needed to finish that video off. I want to do it justice, so I'll be back to that in a couple of days' time. Tonight's video, something a little bit different. Again, we all watch it. We all love a little bit of YouTube. When you get a bit of downtime, you can sit down and watch your favorite channels or whatever. Everyone has their own favorites. Tonight I'm talking about my favourite. Now it's my favourite, it's not the best that I think are the best. These are my favourite channels, the one that I get the most out of, the ones that I enjoy sitting down and catching up with every week. What suits my needs. Everyone has different tastes and different likes. So in at number 10 from County Louth in Ireland is Jerry6420. Everybody probably familiar with Jerry at this stage. So he has a beef finishing unit. He grows his own cereals then to support that, to support the beef, his own feed. He does a lot of restoration then, I suppose, in his spare time. Everyone knows he has an immaculately restored John Deere 2850 and 3650s, where the attention to detail was fantastic on these machines, and they are in daily use. They are, they're not showpieces. He's out using them every day. He done a superb job on them. He has a modern John Deere 6R, I don't know, it's a 210R or something. Also a couple of David Browns and that as well. So he's in there. He's 48,000 subscribers and he's up at 16 million views at the minute. So yeah, really good channel. Some great stuff, some great drone footage of all the mowing and ploughing, sowing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, good informative channel. Lots of stuff to be learned from it. Number 9 then from Longford, everybody knows Farmer Phil. Farmer Phil is a fair celebrity now at this stage. Farming again, yeah, with his father. I think his brother-in-law is involved in it as well. So he again is farming around 400 acres. 250 dairy beef calves. He does agricultural contracting as well. Restorations, machinery demos. The minute he's restoring to Massey Ferguson 1200, so they're in the middle of restoring that at the minute. So following that with keen interest to see how that goes. 82,000 subscribers and 44 million views at this stage. Yeah, so it's incredible kind of stuff. Good honest hard worker. No frills, nothing fancy about it. It's just what you see is what you get. Good honest hard work, and he does great stuff on his video. Number 8 then for me over in the UK, Ollie Blogs, very popular YouTuber from the UK. Does a lot of work as well he does a lot of charity work. Raising awareness for different charities, agricultural contracting, farming, just general day-to-day stuff around the farm, machinery repairs and stuff like that. General chat. Real happy chappy sort of a lad. Really good video, well shot. It's important for me when I'm looking at a video that, number 1, the audio was good, and number 2, that the camera work is good, that it's not shaking, it's not vibrating, it's not all over the place in somebody's face. At a nice distance, good steady camera, good video, good lighting, and good sound. It's important for me. So he's up there at 110,000 subscribers and 77 million views. So yeah, that's, RT, you do well to get those sort of views these days, that's for sure. So yeah, that's Ollie Blogs, one of the UK's favourite. Yes, next up at number 7, we have my old colleagues at Finan Farm. So anyone that doesn't know, Finan Farm is based in County Meath, Ballarat in County Meath. I work with them on and off for about 10 years, from 2008 until 2019, so 11 years. So I used to do a lot of the repairs in the workshop, as I am a mechanic. Drive the combine, drive the self-propelled harvester, done a lot of ploughing, ridging work and stuff like that during the potatoes, and then just general repairs around the place. Really great place, good bunch of people, good family run farm, and it's great to catch up every week with Paul and Cathal and and Mick and Marco and John B, the whole lot of them that I would have worked with for a good many years. So yeah, they have their workshop Wednesdays, obviously every Wednesday, where they go through the workshop. Everything that's gone through the workshop, they talk through the jobs and how they resolve them, how they fix them, whatever's been made, if they're making up something or doing something. So they also farm, obviously they farm upwards on 3,000 acres, so 500 acres of spuds, cereal crops, and then they have their stabilizer beef herd, and their veg as well, so their Brussels sprouts that they have for the Christmas market then as well. So yeah, a channel that's relatively new, about 16,000 subscribers and 4 million views at this stage. They also have their restorations as well. They're doing up a couple of John Deere 3650s there that I'd love to see actually finished, lads, someday. It'd be nice to see them finished. But yeah, very, very good, very, very well ran. Again, brilliant camera work. Cahill does great stuff in the camera. It's always, the editing is always perfect on it. Great drone shots when the lads are out in the field and that. So yeah, good, great place to work, and a good bunch of people. So that there in number 7. Number 6 then, a new one that I started watching in the last couple of months, the Flying Fergie Man up in Antrim. Yeah, some brilliant stuff. So Flying Fergie Man, he's obviously a pilot, and like myself, and he collects vintage Massey Fergusons. Has the farm then as well at home, so it's just general farm work around the yard, drainage work and bales and stuff like that. Putting up a new shed at the minute, which is interesting to see that going up, putting in the foundations and the walls and stuff. A lot of workshop repairs, and has a new to him, Massey Ferguson 1200, that be interesting to see what he's going to be doing with that over the next few months or years or whatever. So yeah, very good channel. Yeah, good stuff. Nice guy. 15,000 subscribers, 875,000 views thereabouts at the minute. So a channel that's really, really going well. So that's the Flying Fergie Man in the north of Ireland. So the next on my list then, number 5, getting into the nitty gritty end of things. It's one that I don't think too many mightn't be familiar with it. So it's ZK MasterTech. So that's ZK MasterTech. So he is a John Deere MasterTech for Sloan implements in Illinois in the United States. So 76,000 subscribers. So a substantial channel, 11 million views. What he does, so it's a massive John Deere dealership. So what he does is he documents all the big jobs that he's doing. So whether it's taking a rotor out of an S-Series combine or taking an engine out of a 8,000 series John Deere, stripping the engine down, completely rebuilding it. Maybe he's taking out a transmission, rebuilding the transmission. The camera work is 100% perfect. It's cinema-like quality. It's really, really good. The audio descriptions over the work that he's doing is fantastic. So if you're a mechanic, if you're into your John Deere's, really, really good channel for that kind of stuff. Very descriptive, talks through every little bit of it. Some of the videos are long, they're over an hour long. It could be 3 or 4 parters, but really, really good channel. If you're into your John Deere's and you want to learn a bit about different transmissions, a lot of the stuff he works on we don't see in Ireland. So 9RXs and stuff like that, taking drives out of them, and yeah, it's really, really interesting stuff that you wouldn't see here too much, but it's still great to be able to learn about them. So that is a really, really good channel. If you're into your John Deere's, if you're into mechanics, ZK MasterTech is a really, really good one to check out. Number 4 then, back over to the UK and Harry's Farm. So some people might be familiar with Harry's Farm, and then he has Harry's Garage as well, so where he talks about cars. It's a separate YouTube channel, but we're going to be sticking to Harry's Farm, and he has 133,000 subscribers and 12 million views. So a large tillage farm in the UK. So he talks a lot about the farm machinery industry, or the farm industry in general. Crop science, soil health, talks about the crops, about diseases. He'll do regular crop walks where he'll talk about it. He'll talk about the economics of the farming. So at the end of the year, he'll go through all his records. He'll go through his profit and loss, where he lost, where he gained, and it's a really, really in-depth, detailed insight into into farming practices, especially in the UK, and the differences between it's great to be able to see the differences between the UK and Ireland, especially, that I'm familiar with, where over there you could have a 3,000 or 4,000 acre farm and they might have 2 tractors on it that have one big prime mover, and they might have a smaller a wheel tractor. Whereas over here, to farm the same, you could have a farm with 15 tractors on it. They might have one big combine. So yeah, the differences are pretty stark. But again, a really, really good channel. Now, he doesn't post all that often, maybe once a month, or maybe during the harvest season, if there's a lot going on, he might post a little bit more regularly. But his videos are always really, really well edited. Everything is perfect on them, and very, very clued in guy when it comes to the economics of farming and to the crop science and the tillage end of it. And he actually done a great series with JCB about the new hydrogen engine that I covered in some of my other videos. So we'll move down again now to number 3, similar type of guy over in the UK again. So Andrew Ward, Wardy's Waffle. I've been following him now for a good few years now at this stage. So he has 14,000 subscribers, 5 million views at this stage. So twice weekly update. So he'll do a weekly midweek update, and then he'll do his usual Sunday morning Wardy's Waffle, where he's a cereal and beet grower in the UK. And he does a lot of industry talk as well, very similar to Harry's Farm, does a lot of industry talk. A campaigner for farmers' rights and stuff as well, for the farm industry, for farmers, and has done a lot of videos recently on the disastrous situation with the flooding in the UK and the state of the rivers, and how they need to be dredged and stuff like that. But again, his stuff is always 100%. Great camera work, great editing, great information, really, really top-notch information. You learn so much from guys like him and from Harry's Farm. So from the UK, they're probably my two favourite. So we'll move on then to number 2. So my number 2, we're back in Ireland, and we're back up in the northeast. Farm Wei Farm. So probably probably the most popular, most well-known YouTube channel in Ireland for farming-related content. So Adrian does brilliant stuff up there. 95,000 subscribers, 23 million views, and for a channel that started about 3 years ago, I think he started during the lockdown. Has really, really taken off. But it all goes from the content that he has. No crap, no long-winded introductions, straight into the video, straight into what he's doing. No nonsense. So dairy farmer, from the northeast. So it's just basically day-to-day stuff, everything from fencing to, weeds that might be growing, silage making, reseeding, checking his grass depth, animal welfare, a bit of demoing of machines and stuff, trying out different machines, bale shears and stuff like that, just trying out different companies are leaving them down to him now at this stage to test them out, see what they think of them. Restoration work as well. He, doing a bit of restoration work on his own machinery. He is something of a MacGyver. He has a little workshop set up and does a lot of most of his own repairs, I'd say. And very, very good guy in the workshop, and a lot to be learned from the likes of him. And he's also embarked on a cottage restoration that he's started there during 2023, and I think that's going to be a very, very popular one for him. So just the simple everyday things that a dairy farmer in Ireland will face, and a lot of people obviously are relating to that and they're learning from it. But again, editing fantastic, drone footage fantastic, really, really good in front of the camera, great speaker, and he has his girls there helping him as well, and I'm sure they're great help to him. He normally posts every Sunday morning, so he's a really, really good one. So then there's number 1. So I don't know how many of you can guess what my number 1 is. Not in Ireland, not in the UK, not in America, but we're going down under for my favourite YouTube channel in relation to farm machinery, and it is Bundy Bear's Shed. So anyone who watches Bundy Bear's Shed will know all about him, know what he does, know all about his stews. So Bundy Bear, who is he? So he's in Queensland, Bundaberg, in Queensland. So he actually owns a company called Queensland Tractor Spares. So they sell parts for tractors, basically. That's his day-to-day, his 9 to 5 job. Looks like Santa Claus, a nice big beard on him. He's a former John Deere mechanic. I think he was a field mechanic for John Deere back in his heyday. He's probably in the 60s now, something around that. So he'll do a weekly stew where he'll sit down in front of the camera and just talk about anything and everything, and talk about his family, talk about what he was doing during the week, and talk about different machines that he's bought or sold or whatever. And then he will have his playlists of all his restoration jobs that he has done through the years on his different classic and vintage tractors. And his detail on his repairs is second to none. If you're into your Massey Fergusons or your John Deeres or your Chamberlain tractors, Massey Fergusons especially, he has a series on a Massey Ferguson 65 from start to finish restoration. There's 81 videos in it. Most of them are all around a half an hour long. So there's 40 hours of content alone on the restoration. So from the engine to the transmission to front axles to the brakes, everything is gone through in fine detail. Various camera mounts set up, lighting, everything is just perfect. No shaky camera. Everything is just as you would like to see it when you're trying to take it in, you're trying to learn, and you're trying to see things. And his attention to detail, again, is fantastic. So he has the MF65, he has a John Deere 2030, I think he has 17 videos on that. He has a TEA20 that he's restored, and there's 76 videos on that. An FE35, a Gold Belly, 23 videos on that. He also does some product reviews of different tools and stuff. And he's an engineer and shopper. He does little bits on the lathe and stuff as well. And he has a lot of videos on that as well. And there's a couple of videos on rebuilding injector pumps and stuff like that, and testing injectors. And yeah, really, really, if you're a mechanic, if you're into the older machines, you want to learn something, if you've got a 65 or a T20 or John Deere 2030, you want to learn how to rebuild a high-low clutch pack, it's there on his channel. Yeah, really, really, really good channel. So that's it. That's my number one. That's my go-to. So 46,000 subscribers, 12 million views. So yeah, he's doing really, really well. On the go a good while, but yeah, definitely worth checking out. All the way from Australia. So that's it. That's my number one. That's my top 10. Just it's something a little bit different for this week. I suppose I wanted to do this video. This is a type of video that not too many people have done. I haven't seen any of these lads doing a video like this, and probably because of the likes of Bundy Bear, and I suppose Adrian from My Farm Wei Farm, and even the lads in Finnegans and that have inspired me to set up my channel, because I've been watching these guys for years. And it was kind of crept into the back of my head that I would like to do something like this. And obviously what I do is a little bit different to what they do. So we just have to try and find that niche market. But this is my way of, I suppose, honouring what they do and thanking them for what they do, because there's so much to be learned on YouTube from guys who are professionals. When you look at Bundy Bear, who's a qualified mechanic, it's the perfect place to learn. Or if you go to Finnegans and you see Mick talking about mechanics, Mick is a qualified mechanic as well. And the rest of the lads are all highly qualified in, farming related things. So yeah, that's it. That's my top 10. In the comments, feel free to chip in. Give us maybe your top 5, what your top 5 are. If you think there's a channel that I'd like that, obviously there's a lot more than that I watch. I'm not going to start naming off 20 or 30. There's a lot more, obviously. You could chip in with Tom Pemberton and a few other lads from the US and that I'd watch a good bit of. These are all guys, I suppose, who are part-time. There are bigger companies out there like your Grassmans and stuff like that who make a living, who are professional at this, and they have a huge setup behind them. But these guys are all amateurs at making videos. They're all professionals on what they do, but they're amateurs at making videos. So this is my way of saying thanks to them. Hope you liked it. Hope you liked the video. maybe drop in your top 5. Tell me what you think of my list. If you think it's crap, that's fair enough. That's your opinion. But maybe throw in your top 5, who your top 5 are, and if there's any videos there that I haven't, or channels that I haven't seen, I would definitely will check them out. So that's it. That's it for now. I will be back at the weekend. And as always, thanks for watching.